Hi, welcome to Juicing the People versus O.J. Simpson,
American Crime Story.
the show that juices the FX series The People versus O.J. Simpson, American Crime Story. I'm Adam Papagan.
And I'm JJ Stratford. Every week we juice the TV show The People versus O.J. Simpson, American Crime Story, and compare it against our memories as Los Angeles natives who grew up in the middle of the ultimate media circus.
Images seen in tonight's episode are the real-life images taken from the Los Angeles Times and various tabloid publications. This episode, episode 6, I believe, Marcia, best episode so far.
Definitely the best episode. I know we said that every episode, but this one really is.
They get better and better. Mm-hmm. But let's start, before we jump into all the Marcia stuff that happened.
Yeah, it's all a Marcia show tonight.
We got This Week in OJ News.
Yes.
So there was the Dateline special. You didn't see it?
I didn't. I tried.
It was, knew how it was going to end, but it was good. They had a lot of great pictures from the NBC News archive.
I noticed it was called What the Jury
Didn't See.
Didn't see. Okay.
They interviewed one of the jurors. Mm-hmm. That was cool. Carl Douglas was in it.
Awesome.
He has a shrine to Johnny Carson in his office.
You mean Johnny Cochran or
Yeah,
Carson?
Cochran.
Just making sure.
I get all the Johnnies confused.
It's like we film at midnight, so sometimes.
Yeah, it's late, folks. He has a Johnny Cochran shrine in his office. They had a picture of Ito when he retired, and he had gray hair.
Oh, wow. Okay,
He's
I could
really
see
cute.
that. I could see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he'd age well.
Yeah, he's a cute, little older, a little wiser.
And Marcia was also the star of the special.
Yeah, she really came across as not getting it. Like, just still like, oh, it's just all about me. Like, I don't know. She didn't come across well. She wrote a novel. Did you know that?
I did, but I don't know the facts.
She has a fiction novel coming out, like a crime detective novel.
Is it about like a single mom or
Probably.
divorcee? Oh, cool. I'll read it.
Okay. Well, I know you like Marcia. They had F. Lee Bailey was on it, and he was like, everyone called us the Dream Team, but it was really more like the Nightmare Team. Nobody got along.
That's what it seems like.
And they had one after commercial. They rolled in with a clip from Tonight Show with Jay Leno going, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Village Itos," and it was the Itos doing the Village People. Still holds
wow.
up.
Wow.
Also, this week in OJ News, this was exciting. They have New York Times on Saturday mentioned me quoted me as an expert on OJ.
Yeah, the New York Times name drop of the week was Adam Papagan.
Mm-hmm. Now that's different than the show's name drop of the week.
Right. Yes.
That's coming later.
Exactly. It's the New York Times' own version.
Yeah, their best name drop was not Bernie Sanders. It was not Donald Trump. It was Adam Papagan. Name drop
OJ
of the week.
expert.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Papagan, they called me.
Mr. Papagan. Well,
It's the end of the article. They're running out.
you
of
deserve it. You've been
superlatives.
doing the OJ tour for 10 years.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
That's what they said. New York Times.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on. What else do we have this week?
Well, before we get into the show, we have a birthday to celebrate.
Yes, today is I don't know how old he is.
Let's not say.
We're not going to say. That's not polite. But it's Kato Kaelin's birthday. Brian Kato
Happy
Kaelin.
birthday, Brian Kato Kaelin.
Happy birthday, Brian. Nobody calls him Brian, I bet. Just his mom.
Yeah.
That's my assumption.
You think so?
Yeah.
Let's see.
But it's his birthday. Do we have some pictures of him?
Oops.
There it goes. No?
Here we go. It's after
That's well.
midnight. I'm hitting the wrong button.
There he is.
There he is, our friend, Kato Kaelin.
He looked good with the long hair.
Yeah.
It was a good move to cut it, though, after the trial.
Just so that people wouldn't recognize him?
Well, just to kind of update his look.
Right.
Marcia changed her hair a lot. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
That pivotal scene.
I'm holding back on that.
Okay.
But yeah, Kato also had to change his look, update it. But this is the classic Kato do, which Jennifer Aniston kind of stole later. Right?
Yeah, this was pre-Aniston.
He kind of like paved the way for that shag long.
The highlights. It was great. Well, many more to come, Kato. Happy birthday.
We've got, before we We've got some great Kato Kaelin quotes.
He's not just a pretty face.
He's not just a pretty face, he's a
not
man
just
of wisdom.
Not just a head of hair. These are some Kato Kaelin quotes. The circumstance is the incredible part, but I always knew in my heart that something was going to be out there, just for the world to notice me. It sounds so cocky, but it's happening. The world did notice him. He's one of my favorite parts of the case, even more than the Dream Team.
Oh, wow, that's saying a lot because every week you're just like all about the Dream Team, but your true love is Kato.
Yeah, but I love the Dream Team.
Yeah.
The Dream Team I really fell in love with because of the FX show. Kato I've always liked.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was kind of, over the course of making this show, I'm a little bit surprised that you're so Dream Team, but you like the Hollywood version.
Yeah,
Of
with
course.
John Travolta.
Yeah.
He's the biggest star on that show. Hugo Gooding Jr. won an Academy Award, and he hired the Dream Team.
That's right.
So, all right. So, a lot of people talked about how Kato is kind of a mooch. It's kind of the way the media painted him. But
Yeah.
another quote from Kato here. People should realize that I shot a Coke commercial back in 1986. So, I've been around a long time. I carry my Screen Actors Guild card. And that's not an easy card to get.
It's not.
You gotta work a couple union things.
And if he did a commercial in 1986, he,
It's a long time.
yeah.
It's 8 years.
Think he was living off the residuals?
Off the Coke commercial?
Yeah. Didn't people get paid well for commercials in the day?
Yeah, but I don't think that they keep showing the commercials. I think they're always making new commercials.
Yeah.
So, another quote by
I'm
Kato.
just writing Kato Kaelin fan fiction. There's a really good quote on here, sorry, but he says, if there's something that you hear on TV about me, just call me and I'll tell you if it's true.
Oh,
So he should definitely be on our show.
please, Kato, be on our show. That'd be a
Yeah.
real get of a guest.
Yeah.
And just finally, one last piece of wisdom from Kato. I think that money is the root of all evil. I've seen it happen.
Oh,
In the
wait,
guest
can I
house.
add one
yeah,
more?
yeah.
'Cause this one,
About the guest house?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I ended up living at OJ's because Nicole bought a home that no longer had a guest house. OJ offered his guest house to me. Anybody in LA looking for a place knows the best places to live are guest houses.
It's true, especially on the west side. Rents are very unreasonable.
Yeah.
If you're not making Coca-Cola money.
And if you live in a guest house, you're living in a neighborhood you wouldn't normally be able to afford. So you kind of are, living on the back of the rich, which is kind of a sweet spot to be in, especially if you're just a slacker. Nothing wrong with that either. But not everyone in the world is ambitious, needs to be ambitious.
There's something to be said for embracing your brand, embracing your lifestyle.
Yeah,
and going with
embracing
it.
what people say about you.
Yeah, Kato. Happy
Kato,
birthday,
happy birthday.
Brian. Man, I'm thirsty. Talking about Kato has really made me thirsty.
And thinking about commercials.
This would be a great time to mention our sponsor, Farmbox, with this great fresh squeezed orange juice. Can I offer you a glass?
Oh, please. I'm kind of parched talking about all this stuff. I mean, there's a lot to talk about
There
in
is.
this episode.
Do we want to get... Oh, Kato the dog.
Oh, yeah.
We got to talk about
my
Kato
gosh,
the dog.
We're not done talking about Kato.
We talked about Kato the person.
Okay, so Kato the dog was also here.
Nicole, just for anybody to catch them up, when Nicole and the kids moved to Bundy, there was no guest house, so they couldn't take Kato along with them. So they decided to get a dog and name it Kato. To kind of a tribute, the kids were going to miss him.
And Kato, remember, is the dog that kind of opens up the scene of the murder.
The plaintive wail of the dog.
Plaintive wail of the dog, the bloody footprints. So here's the, oops. Jeez.
So there's Nicole and Justin and Sydney and Kato. He looks,
Unlike his human namesake, Kato the dog never appeared at OJ's trial. This is from the Los Angeles Times.
call to the stand. Kato the dog.
At what point in the night were you wailing? What time approximately? I think that says 11. But Kato the dog, just like Kato the person, couldn't stay out of the tabloids.
There he's sleeping.
So this is from the, let's see what dated, July 19th, 1994. So really not that long after the murders.
Yeah, really soon. A month, basically.
A month after the murders, Kato the dog is already appearing in the tabloids. And I'm going to guess that that also means that Kato the dog predates Kato Kaelin for appearing in the tabloids.
Oh, yeah,
because the
maybe.
story's really just broke. So...
Now, you owned a dog named Kato at some point.
I did. I owned a dog named Kato.
Before...
But it's a total coincidence. That's nothing. It was way before this. My Kato was dead long before 1994.
Are the killers still out there?
The killer is still out there. Actually, that dog went missing.
Oh.
Yeah, my mom said that it got stolen. But I don't know. It was a Lopso, so it wasn't a Akita.
Oh, yeah.
It ate like everything in the house. And then we never had a dog ever again.
Oh.
It was strictly cats. Yeah.
Well, someday I'm going to have a Akita dog named Kato.
Yeah.
I like Kato the dog.
I do too. He's a cute Akita, and someone sent us a message.
Hey, John Noble on our Facebook page sent us another picture of Kato. I wish we had it because in that picture he looked sad. Mm-hmm. It really hasn't set in that Nicole's gone in this photo.
Yeah. How much do you think they paid the paparazzi photographer that took that for that picture?
Well, it could have been a scoop.
It is a scoop. It was kind of a star in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Well, this was before the lawyers had come into play, so.
Yeah, they were just grasping for a story. Right?
Dog that witnessed killings keeps vigil at OJ's estate.
And he also likes to take naps in the shade.
Who doesn't?
No.
A shady nap.
He's a great dog named after a great person. So I think it's time to crack open the case.
That's right. Oh, I left my notebook over there. Oh, well. I think we can remember. We have your notes here.
This here.
Yeah. So this episode...
I bring the notes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So this episode opened up with a divorce hearing from Marcia Clark. This episode was all about Marcia. Hence the name Marcia. Thank you, Thing. Adam's Family joke there.
I like that.
Yeah.
Here we go.
There she is. There is Marcia Clark.
And this is from the first tabloid she ever appeared in. From the same issue of Kato the dog. So July 19th, 1994.
Interesting.
So right off the bat, they're already
This
locking
episode
eyes on her.
was the most emotional one. Well, besides the one with the funeral scene.
Yeah.
But they were really mean to her.
It's interesting to see how time has changed the perspective on Marcia Clark. Because when I was watching it, I felt really kind of emotional because I don't remember that being a big conversation about the way they treated her. And I grew up in a family full of women. I mean, they liked her and thought she was tough, but...
In the 90s, though, it was like...
it was, okay to make fun of her.
Yeah, well, Monica Lewinsky was a few years later. Everyone was really mean to Monica Lewinsky.
Oh, yeah. That's a really good example.
Yeah. And so, it's interesting that now, through like you're saying, through the lens of time, when, gender stuff is more of an issue, is more relevant these days. Mm-hmm. You look back on it. But, I don't know, the race thing was a bigger deal during the trial. So I think it all kind of got focused on that.
Yeah, well, it's just the whole trial, you can't really say that it's just about race. It's really about the differences amongst people.
It's just so many
It's
dualities.
about divides of people. So it's about celebrity, extreme celebrity, and then like wannabes that they're polar opposites. And then it's like men and women and like athletes and wives. And
Black and white.
black and white. And
It was it was very even like on the side of something my girlfriend pointed out is that OJ and Johnny Cochran are on the same side. Johnny Cochran was a pillar of the black community, earned his reputation, earned his money, gave back, and he was looked at with skepticism, whereas OJ, who was most likely guilty, just spent all his time golfing and stuff.
yeah.
Everyone gave him the benefit of the doubt. And so they kind of had to combine their powers. They had to take OJ's credibility with Johnny's work ethic
Yeah.
to kind of put it together.
And there was a lot of, it wasn't the time for a black hero to be taken down. I mean, it never is. It's never good to see anybody be taken down like that. But really, 2 years after the LA riots, and not much has changed. It's really weird.
Yeah. I feel like we kind of circled back
Yeah.
to a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, it just feels so relevant, all that, everything with the police.
Well, what about the scene where Johnny Cochran tricked the police officer into telling him he was from Simi Valley? Did you notice that?
I did notice that.
I liked that.
Yeah. I think that I did fact check that, and he actually had told someone else, and then he told Johnny Cochran, but I'm glad, for drama's sake, it worked really well.
It's Tom Lang, right? Yeah. Because he has a mustache. Why did he take the evidence home with him to Simi Valley? That's the weirdest thing.
I don't know, but I think it's just like a lazy at their job. Okay, the murders happened at
Early in the morning. So maybe it was like 5 a.m. Maybe he was tired. He was like, I'll just like sleep real quick and then turn it in. That's
Or there's some crazy conspiracy that, in Simi Valley, I've got OJ shoes. Let's like doctor him up. But those aren't the shoes from the murder that he took home.
Oh, I missed
Right?
that. Yeah, I guess not.
They're
Was
not.
OJ wearing them?
They're the shoes that he maybe wore to the airport.
No, OJ's already on the airport.
No, because they have to prove later that he wore Bruno Malley's shoes.
Yeah, which they did in the civil trial. I hope there's a miniseries about the civil trial.
I know. At first I thought I've had enough of this O.J. Simpson stuff, but this past episode got me going again.
Yeah,
I'm going to be sad when it's over, but I'm really happy with what they're doing with Marcia Clark.
They called her Frump Incarnate. I have that written down. I noticed there was a lot of focus on her appearance. When she, contender for name drop of the week, when she went into the hairdresser, and he's like, "This is what I did for Farrah." She's like, "Farrah." That part was weird.
I wondered why it was Farrah. Is it because
She's known for her hair.
I know, but the Farrah wasn't cool in 1995.
But they had to have a reference
I thought
that
it
was
was.
old enough that was still memorable.
I thought it was a sign of like, oh no, you're going to really dodgy hairdresser. He looks like he's stuck in the 70s, and he's mentioning a 70s star, and that's so not cool in the 90s.
Interesting perspective.
That whole scene when they went into the hair salon, I was like, that is not a cool looking hair salon. That's not a celebrity hairstylist. It's like a wannabe.
Golgar City said he had media consultants.
Yeah.
Her kids were a lot more well behaved in this episode.
Oh, yeah, you just see the one.
Yeah, I guess the other kid's the troublemaker.
Well, Did you know that she drove a Nissan Altima
Oh, that's
in
sensible.
those days? Sensible car. Kind of crazy compared to what the Dream Team was probably driving.
She was a civil servant.
And you could see it in the episode.
What neighborhood do you think she lived in?
Oh, I've been trying. I'm thinking the Valley or South Pasadena or something.
She's working in downtown.
Somewhere close to downtown.
Could be Pass. Could be Pasadena. We'll look that up for the next one.
I know, I guess I should have looked in her book. Well, anyway, she's having this crazy custody battle with her husband.
Is there anything about the husband in the tabloids, or I don't remember any of that stuff.
Okay, the tabloids dig into Marcia Clark's life, which is cruel, and obviously she's way more important than being in the tabloids, but her life was so tabloidy. She'd been married, she was going through a divorce, and it was her second marriage.
Second divorce.
Second divorce. And her first husband was a professional backgammon player, like a gambler.
That's weird. You can make money doing that?
She met him I finished her book, so I've got all kinds of Marcia facts for us tonight, but she met him across the street from Cantor's on Fairfax in a place that was like Israeli hangout. And she's half Israeli. And it was kind of like Israeli singles, like looking to mingle, would like hang out there, not at Cantor's. Like Cantor's was kind of like for older people. I just can't, I wonder what that place is now.
Probably
It's definitely not
shoe store.
Damiano's. Yes, a shoe store. It's like a skate shoe shop.
One of those stores that like is really big and they sell like 4 T-shirts.
Yeah.
What's up with those places? How do they stay in business?
I don't know. Take me back to 95, I guess.
Back to the...
But her first husband and her, they started having trouble. And they started having trouble when she started going to law school. He couldn't really handle the fact that she was like busy and studying and prioritizing something that didn't include him. And so they kind of had this like rough relationship. And in the past it said that he beat her, but in her book, he didn't. She wasn't a battered wife. He pushed her and she said that she shoved back, but there was never any like, not compared to like Nicole Simpson.
Oh, okay. Oh, just light abuse.
Light abuse.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
enough abuse to be not into it. I mean, to have a little bit of true empathy. But her and her husband, to try to work things out, they started taking Scientology courses.
Aha.
Now,
Kind of making a little more sense now, right?
I was very surprised on the internet today that people weren't talking about how Marcia Clark's a Scientologist. I'm not sure if she's still practicing, but she talks about it openly in her book. So she started taking courses with her first husband, Gabby, at the Scientology Center. And things weren't working out because they separated them, so they weren't taking the same courses eventually. And he started hitting on the other women in the Scientology classes. So she served him divorce papers. And so then she started going to more courses, Scientology courses, to get over her divorce. And she met someone who worked at the Scientology Center. He worked there. Her husband, the one that in this episode is the one that's suing the shit out of her and putting her through the custody battle while she's going through the cases. He's like a Sea Org Scientologist.
What?
And you know that Scientologists love to sue people.
Yeah, they're very litigious. It's one of
So
the tenets of
Marcia
their
Clark
religion.
wasn't just going through a divorce, she was going through, a Scientologist was divorcing her. So
Do you think she's still Scientologist? She's got to still be
she's
Scientologist.
got to still be.
Hold on. Can we hold this up?
Yeah.
Look at this lady. Like, come on. These are the genes of a Scientologist.
The genes.
That belt, that look in her eyes, that dead look. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so this,
But how else?
The dog tag that says Faith on the back. That's weird.
Faith
for
in Xenu.
Scientology, yeah.
Faith in Xenu. Now
Space
now we know.
Faith.
But she talks about it openly. She's not cagey about it. I'm sure this is like kind of before I don't know. It's probably before the Scientology got super shady.
It was always shady.
It was always shady. Well, growing up here, I remember it grew. I remember seeing it slowly like take over Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. They're in.
I just never expected anyone would actually like be into it.
A lot of people are though. Maybe we can't fault her for that.
I'm not faulting her. I'm just saying the facts. She probably was able to like suck in her tears and deal with this stuff because of what she learned. Probably those courses. She probably was on the cans.
It also the auditing, the e-meter.
The e-meter,
yeah.
The e-meter is part of the O.J. Simpson. It's got to be, right? There's got to be Scientology. The O.J. thing has everything. Everything L.A. It's L.A. history, so it had to have a Scientologist.
Wrap that in. That's cool. Adds a little completeness. She must have been going to the courses, though, while she was trying the case and telling her auditor details that...
Can we get those tapes? Or are they like sealed and
they're sealed in
underground?
Under Elron's bed.
For a future, so other planets can make miniseries out of it.
Okay, so yeah, that's just a lot about her judgment, though.
Why?
She becomes a Scientologist. She obviously is not a critical thinker.
She was someone who was searching. She's someone who it took a long time for her to find her identity. And she really didn't find herself until she became a lawyer. Until she started going to law school. She wanted to be an actress or in a dancer.
Aha! Yeah, see, she's nuts. She's nuts. I like her less now than the episode made me like her. They were really mean to her, though. That's not fair.
Yeah, they were really... It's hard enough being a working mother, but to be put through the ringer and... Like, there's so many of the scenes of her walking in the courtroom, and, like, the dream team looks like a bunch of bullies. Just, like, looking her up and down. And I don't know if they're going to get to it on the show, but Ito later cites her for wearing short skirts.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not fair. Making her appearance. Do you think that a man should have tried the case? Should have been man versus man?
No, I think that it had to be Marcia Clark. She's the chosen one for this. It had to be a woman because someone had to be fighting for Nicole. And also it was really good for, even though the media made fun of her, she was on TV every single day being tough as hell. She was really tough. And she was obviously focused, so people got used to seeing that on TV, and they ridiculed her. But now she's a really good character on a TV show.
Yeah, that's right.
She's now a hero. Like, she wasn't a hero in the day. You know, I never really heard anybody singing her praises at the time. There was no feminist talk at all in 1994 and 5.
Okay, well, you know a lot about Marcia Clark. You read her whole book. Was there anything going on between her and Darden?
There's not.
That's unfortunate.
I mean,
I thought they had chemistry.
That doesn't mean that... Well, she says in her book that they were closer than lovers.
Oh, wow. Okay, so...
That they shared the same case, the passion of the case, and she was really going through a lot, and I think she cried on his shoulder. I think he probably had a crush on her. You know, I'm sure he really wanted to...
Who's that lady?
Who's that? If you want to impress Marcia Clark, you put on the Doors.
Yeah, she's an LA woman.
LA woman. You don't put on... No.
Who does Isley Brothers?
Isley Brothers.
Yeah. That's a good song, though.
He made her feel pretty in the episode.
Yeah, when he wrote... it's fantastic. I love it about her hair after Ito was mean to her.
How'd that make you feel?
I was like, "Aw."
Oh, good.
I said, "Oh, that was nice of him to do that."
I got a little like teary-eyed in that part.
That was the most emotional scene in the series so far.
Yeah.
For sure.
She was excellent in it, I have to say.
The actress or
Sarah Paulson.
Yeah.
She's doing.
You know,
she impressed me.
She's dating an old lady.
I do know that.
So
my hairdresser told me that.
There's another double standard contradiction
Oh, because now the press is like making fun of Sarah Paulson for dating someone that's older.
The old lady, okay, so if a 70-year-old guy was dating like a 40-year-old woman, you'd be like, oh, he's old enough to be her father. Like, it'd be kind of scandalous. But then if it's a lady, two ladies, it's like brave. I don't know. I think that's weird. To be dating someone who's old enough to be your mother, whether you're a man or a woman.
I think it's probably still weird to be gay, openly gay, and be in Hollywood. So it's people. If she was
If you're gonna be openly gay anywhere, though, it's a pretty good spot.
yeah,
Pretty good place to be openly gay. They're making movies about
they're
you.
making movies and that, and you get
Calling you brave.
yeah.
An old lady, I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. I would not date an old lady. Unless I was an old man.
You never know. You may meet some old lady that's tons of fun. You never know.
Yeah, I never say never.
Have you seen Harold and Maude?
Yeah.
You don't like that movie.
I don't like that movie. It's not realistic. If it was Haroldina and Maude, then we have an example of that happening in the real world. I'd love whoever you want.
Love who
I
you
digress,
want.
Yeah. But love can be deadly.
Okay, so moving kind of more on to Marcia in the courtroom, it was interesting seeing Denise Brown. It's the first time the Brown family has been represented in the show.
Pretty much, yeah.
There's the real.
She looked a lot like the actress.
She looked a lot. It was really. She did a really. She didn't look as Orange County, but she looked a lot like her. She had the same kind of gaunt face.
Mm-hmm. Denise thought she did it. Nicole's parents, though, they liked OJ. They kept encouraging her to get back with OJ because he got.
Because they
Father
were living.
Brown, you got him a Hertz dealership. You got him set up with a Hertz dealership.
He was their lifeline.
Mm-hmm. But they regret that.
Yeah.
Did they get custody of the kids later?
I believe they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they made it a point not to talk bad about OJ in front of the kids. So they kind of had to forgive OJ. So I'm sure when he got out of jail, it was really awkward.
Mm-hmm. Just like the handover stuff. So the Goldmans were in it a little bit. They look a lot like the real Goldmans.
They do.
That's good casting.
Well, Fred Goldman has such a bold look.
He was in the Dateline thing.
Oh.
He still has the curly Q mustache.
You don't have that
it's
mustache
shorter.
for a little while. It's not a lifetime mustache.
It's shorter now, though.
Oh, really? Does it curl up on the side still?
Yes, but
Okay.
only teensy bit.
Oh.
Not like Snidely Whiplash. What's up with that mustache?
I don't know.
That family
we need to
style
read
is
up
whack.
on that. We need to read up on it. It's a certain kind of person.
The earrings and the mustache.
The earring. Well, he was like, Dad is really old-timey, so I'm going to be modern, a little bit rock.
There was a video in the Dateline thing of Ron Goldman at a wedding the year
I've
before.
seen that. And he's partying. He's freaking up on girls
Yeah.
and stuff. He talks on the microphone. Yeah.
Poor Ron.
Poor Ron. So, yeah.
So back to the courtroom. One thing I noticed, I love all the little details in this show. They had, in the FX show, they had the projector set up, which was something I've seen in a lot of the photos of the real courtroom.
I think I have one or two later that show the projector.
The big, with the big bulbs, the green, red, and
Yeah.
there we are.
And I like seeing the beta tape decks in the background. I was like, yay, art department.
They did a very good job. OJ suits are great.
The camera's still making me so dizzy.
What'd you think of, speaking of bold camera choices, what'd you think of the scene where Nathan Lane says the N-word a bunch? And there's a bunch of zooms?
Oh my God, I was like, I
Blair Witch Project.
I gave them every chance. I'm 6 episodes in. I love the show, but I do not like that style of shooting.
What do you think of the N-word?
Not into it.
Yeah.
It's about as bad, or that camera move is about as bad as the N-word.
Okay, well, it's debatable, but
I'm so not into it because
Yeah.
it's like modern day reality show style, but this is a show that was like the beginning of reality TV. So I kind of wish they had shot it in that same voyeuristic way.
oh, that would've
And
been-
not being so up in the, it's just too modern. I don't know, I have a pretty big TV, so it really just feels like a flight simulator. I don't like it.
it was a little much.
Yeah.
I agree.
At least they went crazy. Right?
Oh, when they showed F. Lee Bailey drinking at the bar, 'cause he's a drunk.
Oh, is that why I was like, God, lawyers really drink a lot, but I guess the stress.
He got DUI. Nobody gets a DUI who isn't a drunk.
That's true.
You gotta be an alcoholic to
You
get
have
a DUI.
to be drunk to
Yeah.
become an alcoholic to get a DUI.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm sure we've all had a drink or two and gone for a drive. It was fine, I'm not condoning that behavior, but it's fine. So imagine how often you have to be drunk. Think of it this way. You get pulled over, once every like 5 years maybe. It's just like the odds are against you. So you have to be drunk while you get pulled over.
I live on a busy street, and every 3 months there's a drunk driving accident. And I watch the people get a DUI.
Ooh, that's
So
expensive.
I think that, it kind of happens a lot.
It does. You got to be.
As long,
A lot of people are alcoholics.
Yeah.
My point is F. Lee Bailey is a drunk.
And did he get himself off of that drunk driving charge?
Robert Shapiro did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see.
Yeah, it
Dream
was
team.
The dream team. The nightmare team.
When they were friends.
Mm-hmm.
That was the kind of stuff they do for each other. I just want to say, don't you think that Sarah Paulson's really starting to look like Marcia Clark?
Oh yeah.
Finally, the hair.
Yes, the hair is getting a little shorter.
Here's when she was in the, this is when she was in the tabloids and they started to kind of,
That shortest.
that's not a short skirt.
For the courtroom, those heels. She definitely got touched by Hollywood
You think so?
in all of this. Yeah. Hey, what about Rosa Lopez? You have some pictures of
Oh
her?
yeah, well hold on.
Okay.
Do you think Sarah Paulson is the best possible person to play Marcia Clark? Out of all the actors and actresses in the world, do you think has the most likeness to Marcia Clark?
She's the best possible Paulson. I think we can. Yeah, I think she looks
Tina
kind
Fey
of like.
is done it.
Tina Fey would be great.
Tina Fey, she already has. I think she won an Emmy or something for some. I have got to look it up, but
Yeah, Tina Fey would have been
Tina
better.
Fey is really good as her. I can't think of
Calista
any.
Flockhart.
Oh, she would be good, yeah. But I thought that there's one more person that would make
Okay.
a good Marcia Clark.
Let me see if I can guess. Maybe Jennifer Lopez? No, that wouldn't be. Let's just
Let's
see.
just see.
Let's see who you had in mind. Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
He
He can do it.
Mm-hmm. They do look a lot alike. See, it was a job for a man, after all.
That would have solved a lot of problems. And
Mm-hmm.
if Tim Curry did it, there could be like, maybe if they do another show, he could play her. And then they could have musical numbers.
Yeah. The episode ended. We want to talk about. Oh, there's Darden. Mm-hmm. There's Cochran looking man. There's the Doors poster. The Office. Come on, Marcia.
If you want to romance
Jones.
Marcia, you got to put on Light My Fire.
Ding, 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 ding. Okay. What else you got on Marcia?
Marcia's like, oh. Here's when she had to stand up against Johnny Cochran's snide remarks.
Johnny Cochran's cocky.
Yeah.
Let's call him Johnny Cocky.
This part of the show when she stood up and said she was offended about his child care remarks, I was watching it alone, but I think that it's got to have been like every woman I know was like, go Marcia! It was a good scene. You obviously weren't doing that, were you?
No, that was cool. Ito didn't care, though.
Ito didn't care.
He did not care.
So there's the real Rosa Lopez.
She looks like a liar. She does.
What makes you say that?
Her eyes. It looks like she's coming up with something.
I don't understand why they have all these reference images. Everybody looks the same. Like OJ's always wearing the same suits from the pictures. Why did they put the new Rosa Lopez? Why did they restyle her?
It's Hollywood.
By giving her like long hair and velour jumpsuit.
They should have got the maid from Will and Grace.
You know when they in the second episode, the Bronco chase, and they make those 1995 people call from the call box, but they made them hippies. This is in the same category to me.
Yeah, the minor characters need to be. It's TV. They need to be spiced up a little bit.
Yeah, they're like, red looks better on camera. I couldn't find
Mr.
a
Yanni,
dress like that.
Whatever Mr. Yanni says.
They totally just did that to trip her up.
Rosa. All right, who else do we have here? There's Marcia's eyes. Hey, what'd you think of the Otis Redding motif in the whole episode?
I thought that it kind of should have been The Doors, because this was the Marcia episode.
If you like The Doors, you might also like Otis Redding.
Not if you have. She does not have any Otis Redding, no Stax records, nothing like that in her office. If you like The Doors, you listen to The Doors all the time. And she mentions Jim Morrison several times throughout her book.
She does?
Yes.
This lady's crazy. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm back to not liking Marcia,
Well,
hearing these facts.
yeah.
The show really made me empathize with her, though.
Right.
A lot of heart.
You think better of like working women now, right?
Well, I
Through the
was never
OJ
against
show.
working women. But when Darden wrote that nice note to her, I really was better on Darden.
Yeah. And I think that this show is like romance, playing up the romance of them, because it's been so heavy on race. So maybe they're like the positive side of seeing two people who can like fall in love and show some kind of harmony there, but they can't on obviously the Dream Team side.
No, they did not get along. There was what was the deal with Johnny Cochran calling that woman?
Barbara, his ex-wife.
Yeah.
I guess she wrote something about. She wrote a memoir and it mentions that he was abusive towards her.
Oh.
But I think maybe he paid her off during that time.
With
It seemed like.
money from the apartment building on Vermont.
Can you imagine if your ex-husband called you to bribe you, but he did it all over speakerphone? So I was so offended for Barbara. I was like, I hope she took the money.
Secretary probably heard.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we are running out of time. Name drop of the week? Beverly Center. Right?
Yeah. Wait, I thought it was something
Kiss by
else.
Rose. We changed it.
We changed it.
Kissed by la da 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 da. Yeah, it was very
Kiss
90s.
by- They have like the soundtrack. They have like 10 of the greatest 90s songs in their CD in their office, and they just put Kiss by a Rose in there.
Really took me into that world, though. I loved Kiss by a Rose.
I can't stand that Portishead song.
Which one?
Nobody loves me. Do you know that? When she
No.
was shopping, when Marcia Clark was shopping at the end and she sees her picture
Oh, yeah, and the tampons?
and the tampons, which apparently really did happen,
Whoa.
she was just getting slapped by like misogyny. But yeah, they play that. You don't know that song? Okay, you're so lucky.
Yeah. I was mean to the guy at the liquor store to talk about her flow.
I know.
Well, one more misogynistic thing, though. Let's see the picture from the nude picture of Marcia.
Oh.
Forget about Furman. Nobody likes him.
No one likes Furman. I hate putting his picture on. Look, he's trying to.
He's so racist.
There's
Ito.
Ito. Here we go.
Full screen. Censored.
Well, I put the Oprah one.
She looks happy.
There it is. She looks happy, and that's her first husband,
Yeah, Gabby.
Gabby, who she got into Scientology, and who later got shot in the head by his friend
What?
and is like paralyzed. He's like,
Wow.
Marcia's life is very, very prime for tabloids.
Brought it all on herself, maybe. Mm-hmm. Living so wild.
But you know what? I'm sure the Church of Scientology helped her. They probably were like auditing the hell out of her after the O.J. Simpson trial.
Her auditor must have been like so stoked.
Where are those tapes?
The deets.
I got all the deets.
They teased, just, I know you can't see the coming attractions, but they teased the straight hair. In
Oh,
next week's
already?
episode, yeah.
I wish they had started with the curly hair.
Well,
And
'cause
then
it
they
was
got
long
worse
and curly,
and worse.
then it was short and curly. It's going to be short and straight next week.
Let's remember Ron and Nicole.
Always about Ron and Nicole at the end of the day.
Yeah. And Ron's earring.
And Ron's...
So read us
Cool
a
earring.
joke from the OG joke book to close it out.
I was looking for a Kato one. If I see one
Oh.
in here, just whatever. But I had picked out one. Page 22. Okay, joke number 61 from the joke book. What is the motto of the new O.J. Simpson Al Cowlings American Express card? Don't run away from home without it. That's good because it's dated.
It's dated. And
Don't leave home without it was American Express's motto for many years.
I'm surprised nobody made a credit card like that.
That would be cool. But I think that technology didn't come along until a little
that's
bit
right.
later.
Yeah.
Put your own photo on a credit card. I might do it still. May still do it. It was a chase. Well, all right. That concludes this week's episode of Juicing the People versus O.J. Simpson, American Crime Story. If you're watching this, subscribe to the podcast. If you're listening to this, watch it on YouTube. Check out our Facebook page, Juicing the People. Look for me, Adam Papagan, JJ Stratford on Twitter. There's our names right there if you're watching. Farm Box, great orange juice and produce delivered right to your door. Until next time, this is Adam Papagan for JJ Stratford saying, don't squeeze the juice.